Fandom, how's it going? Today we're going to be looking at the Walking Dead Omnibus. We're going to see if this oversized Book of the Dead is worth your hard-earned cash. So, let's get into it. For those of you that have never read The Walking Dead, all three of you at this point, I'm certain, and for those of you that have never seen the TV show, The Walking Dead centers around the character of Rick Grimes. Rick Grimes is a cop in a small town, and eventually he ends up in the zombie apocalypse. That's pretty much the general gist of it. The story starts out, he's chasing down a guy in his police car with his best buddy Shane, and eventually he ends up getting shot. Wakes up in a hospital. And when he does wake up in the hospital, he realizes, oh crap, it's the zombie apocalypse. Now, if this premise sounds familiar, it's because it sounds a lot like the original premise of 28 Days Later. That old movie back in the early 2000s, mid-2000s, that if you guys have never seen and you're a zombie fan, go see it. Please do. You owe it to yourself, really. But that's really where the similarities end. After that, it follows Rick as he tries to go about his daily life and tries to raise his son Carl and to rebuild civilization and make it what it once was. So I mentioned that the things you have to worry about aren't necessarily the zombies, it's more the people. And that's really the crutch of The Walking Dead. It's that the zombies are more of a backdrop to everything that is going on. The people in here are what's the real threat. You've got guys like the governor, Negan, Hunters, all these are just vile and sadistic people that have their own way of dealing with this huge outbreak and this huge zombie apocalypse that has just torn down society, and each one of them has their own perspective of, yeah, I am going to start my own colony. I'm going to run things the way I want them, and if you get in my way, I'm going to take you down. What's interesting about this is that as the series progresses, you are literally seeing the desecration and the boiling down of the character of Rick Grimes, because as you start to notice, there's not much of a difference between Rick Grimes and the people that he's fighting against. Now, I'm going to stop harping on the story and I'm going to focus more on what you're actually getting here. You are getting the first 24 issues of The Walking Dead inside of this Omnibus edition, and for those of you that are wondering, is this for me? Should I pick this up? Yes and no, and that answer might actually surprise you. I'm saying yes and no because of the fact that there are cheaper methods of collecting this edition. You can get the compendiums that contain 48 issues in each one, and they are a lot cheaper than getting these individual editions. I absolutely, though, love this. I think this is the absolute best presentation of The Walking Dead, and when I tore it out of the sleeve, I couldn't get enough of it. It looks beautiful. Look at that. I mean, just look how that is. That is a fantastic little presentation for you. I really like this. And I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to show you, once we start diving more into the book, a clearer picture of this. Now, this is the part in the video where, for those of you that are wondering, that we're just going to jump right in and we're going to see what the book is like on the inside. First things first, you turn that around. You get the little saying on the corner over there basically telling you, yeah, when was the last time you struggled in life? You know, when was the last time you had to hunt for food? It's basically the saying that's been used in The Walking Dead a whole lot. You're also getting the Walking Dead little emboss right there. I think that's pretty cool. I'm going to pop that back down there. And we are just going to really dive into this bad boy right now. So we turn the page, you open it. I like to hear that sound. You're getting The Walking Dead. And turn it again. You're getting The Walking Dead. I like this overall presentation down here. It's really nice. It's a little nice added touch that when you open the page. Then you turn the page and you get chapter 1. What you're going to notice, the pages are all glossy, they're oversized, they look great. And every single time you finish a volume, it'll give you another chapter. Now, for those of you that are wondering, are the covers in here? Yes, they are. However, the covers are relegated to the back in the special features area, which we will jump to right now just to avoid spoilers for all of you that are spoiler sensitive and you just want to hear about the special features of this book and what you're getting differently. Okay, so what you're getting here is Charlie Adler's sketchbook. You are also getting nice designs of how they came up with the overall design for Trade Volume 1. How creepy is that, by the way, that sketch of that zombie? Ooh, really freaky looking. More sketches, more covers, things like that, things that he worked out on his given time, and you're getting commentary by them. I really like this stuff. So if you're a sucker for special features, there are a boatload in here. This basically is the Absolute Edition of Walking Dead, if you're familiar with DC's Absolute Edition. Nice little sketches of The Walking Dead Michonne cover, which I believe that's issue 19.
I almost said 18, but it's issue 19. A lot of more commentary about it, Robert Kirkman's notes. And what you're going to see here also is that you are going to get early designs for certain characters. What a artist will do is that they will go and they will sketch out what a certain character will look like, and then eventually the artist and the writer will settle on what his concept and what the design will be. We're going to keep going. See, for example, like that. That's an early design of Michonne. Notice it doesn't change much. However, she does look a little bit younger than when she's first presented in the series. So we're going to keep going from there. Again, more commentary, more designs. Hey, we finished up our design. Here's an interesting one. This is basically the pilot, or what Charlie Adler and, not Charlie Adler, excuse me, Tony Moore and Robert Kirkman pitched to Image Comics. It's really cool. You're getting the first pitch to them, and it's kind of drawn out. It's the proposal, and then you get covers. That's pretty much it for special features in here. However, there's a good amount of them, more than you usually get in these types of books.
I think if I have any complaints about the Walking Dead comic book series is that Robert Kirkman sometimes sacrifices emotional pathos for the punchline. What I mean by that is that you'll have a character that'll say something to another character, and all of a sudden the other character just flips out of his mind. For example, if Rick says something to Michonne, Michonne just out of nowhere, her emotions just go whoo, they spike. And I understand why he uses this method, because it's a quicker way to get to the action scenes and to keep the pace and flow moving. But at times it just feels like, why is this character just jumping to suddenly such a huge conclusion? It doesn't really make any sense logically. I'm going to talk about the art for a moment, and Charlie Adler's art is glorious. It really is just beautiful stuff. The guy's been drawing the series for over 100+ issues at this point, and he hasn't slowed down a little bit. What you're going to notice though is that the start of the series doesn't look like Charlie Adler's art. It's because it's not. It's Terry Moore. Terry Moore was actually one of the first artists on this series, and then Charlie Adler took over, and then you get the classic Walking Dead look. So if it looks a little bit different than what you're used to, that's because it's not Charlie Adler. Now, I personally love Terry Moore's art. I like how it's kind of cartoony but super detailed, and I understand that's not for everybody. But for me, I think it's a better fit for The Walking Dead. Now, when Charlie Adler comes in, you're going to notice his style isn't what it is in later issues. It evolves. He gets better as the series goes on. And when you do reach up to those 100, 120, 130 issues, he is in a masterclass of his own in the series with just beautiful, lush inks, dark panels and tones. And the mood lighting is just, oh my gosh, it really is some of the best stuff that is in the industry right now. Overall, I think if you're somebody that just wants to have the absolute best presentation possible of The Walking Dead, this is the way to go. The pages are oversized, lush, they look great on the glossy paper, the inks just pop out. Oh, I absolutely love this edition. I, in fact, want to go back and reread all the series again up to the point where it is right now, because of the fact that just they look so great in this. They really, really do. Now, if you're somebody that, like I said, if you just want to get the story, there's nothing wrong with compendiums. But for me, once I started reading it in this beautiful oversized format, I cannot go back. If this is your first time checking out my channel, check out some of my other videos. I urge you, please, please, please check out some of that stuff. I do recommendations, I do unboxings, I do trailer reactions, I do all that good stuff. I love hearing back from you guys. If you've read The Walking Dead in this format, or if you've even read The Walking Dead in general, let me know who your favorite character is down below in the comment section. I love hearing back from you guys. You guys are awesome. If you can, check out my PayPal account. That's going to be found right there and in the description. And if you can, donate. It helps keep the light on in this channel. And I love you guys. Thank you so much.